All right, where does Oklahoma land in the latest polls? What does it mean for the Sooners? We'll discuss coming up next here on Locked On.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Once again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there tuning in. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcast. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And again, thanks for making Locked On the number one sports podcast network. So, Jay, in the polls, the Oklahoma Sooners are still number 8. Still looking good.
Coaches still like us. We're pretty consistent there on the coach's side. Not too big of changes. I think the big jump you saw, Oregon's up there at 5. They basically broke the tiebreaker they had with Texas Tech because of that win against USC, who drops to 20. And then in the AP poll, looking at the similar setup. So your top 12 for the most part are the same. It's everything after them that's intriguing. Miami doesn't look like there is a path for Miami to play in the ACC championship. They need a lot of help in order to get there. And so with that being the case, I don't know what the heck's going to happen with Miami. If Vanderbilt wins against Tennessee this weekend, they're going to have an argument to try to get in that bad boy too. So they're going to be hoping for like a good loss from see, the problem you run into is BYU wins out and they lose in the conference championship. They're already in the last 2 spots because the ACC has a spot and the G5 has a spot. And you've got a couple of these ACC teams that's trying to figure out who's going to be actually a decent team and win the conference. It's going to be intriguing. Now, again, as long as Oklahoma does its job, we Gucci. There's no reason to move Oklahoma whatsoever besides moving them up.
Right.
Same thing with Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame closes out the season. They'll be locked in right there. Bama has a chance to move up a little bit. They may actually be able to move up and knock Notre Dame down 1 spot if they go in and win the SEC championship game. So it's going to be intriguing to see how they move things around. But yeah, I like where we're at, and I think it's a good spot, and it should stay.
Yeah, if BYU somehow beats Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship game, that gives Oklahoma maybe a chance to move up a spot. But again, if Alabama then comes through and beats Texas A&M in the SEC title game, that could create some jumbling as well. It's going to be fascinating, man. But it looks like the ACC is down to 1 team. The Big 12 will be lucky if they can get 2 teams in. Group of 5. I don't know who's going to get in at this point. It could be anybody, but yeah, it's like the ACC and the group of 5. It could be anybody at this point. Texas Tech, they kind of write their own story. If they beat BYU again, the Big 12 is going to be a 1-bid league again. Yeah. And it's going to come down to, okay, is Bama going to be able to beat Auburn and secure that kind of 5th SEC spot? But you're looking at having a lot of SEC representation this year.
Yeah, and there's a chance you may even get a 6th one, right? If there's a lot of chaos here, you could get if Oregon loses to Washington this weekend, which I don't expect, but that is always a possibility, being that's a quote-unquote rivalry game. Oregon drops, that will knock them probably out of the top 12 if they lose to an unranked Washington, and that literally slides Vanderbilt right there back into the mix. Ohio State, if they lose to Michigan, that moves Michigan into the Big Ten championship game, which means if they win that game, they are most likely in the playoffs too. Yep. So it is so many things that could really derail everything. It's chaos this weekend, in which that's the best part about us being where we are right now, having this playoffs, is that this week is really chaotic like it used to be in old days. It used to be where the chaos here was around the top 2 teams, seeing who loses and seeing if someone else can jump into their spot. And now it's like more games that really have effects and collateral damage and implications for the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
Enjoy it if you want me to be honest.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. I'm looking at the schedule for this week, and I mean Friday you get the Egg Bowl with Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Like, I know Ole Miss is playing good ball, but all of the distractions with Lane Kiffin, Mississippi State has played really good throughout the year. They played a lot of close games. You know, that game against Missouri where they gave up a lot of yards to Ahmad Hardy. Listen, that could be a one-off. They could get up for this. It's in Starkville. That could change a lot of things. Utah at Kansas. Does Jalen Daniels have one more, big hurrah in him to maybe knock off the Utes? Then you got Georgia Tech also on Friday, Texas A&M, Texas also on Friday. And then Saturday it's LSU, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Michigan. I mean, Texas Tech's got to go to Morgantown, and Morgantown can be a weird place to play. Miami, they're 5-2 in conference play. Pittsburgh's 6-1 in conference play. So they actually have a clearer path to the ACC title game.
They do.
What happens there? Like, if they win the ACC, does that leave Miami out? That's going to be crazy. And then, like you mentioned, Oregon, Washington. I mean, Washington's not ranked, but they are 5-3, 8-3 on the year. And then you have Vanderbilt, Tennessee, another big game with big implications. So there's so many games this week that have college football playoff implications, and it's going to be all weekend long, but we'll kind of get a kickstart on how things might shake up or shake out on Friday when you have so many big games.
Yeah. That's the best part, is we've got so many options to enjoy. Friday, I'm gonna be sitting on the couch just enjoying just taking it all in,
eating your leftovers and
nap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get up early to get a workout in, because I'm gonna need one after all of the consumption I'm gonna do on Thursday. But then after that, I'm gonna sit on the couch and I'm gonna watch, and I'm gonna nap, and then I'm gonna watch, and then I'm gonna nap. I'm going to eat in between each one of those before each nap and enjoy a great day. That's all I'm going to do. Period.
And it looks like the weather's going to be really nice this week as well. So
yeah, it's going
to be a really nice Thanksgiving week. We'll have hopefully a crossover with Matt Moscana of Locked On LSU to get you ready for Saturday, but we'll also have more coverage here on Locked On Sooners, getting you ready for the regular season finale. We'll have some Thanksgiving talk at some point, because we got to talk sides and we got to talk your favorite dishes at Thanksgiving, maybe a little bit later in the week. And then we got to get you ready for Oklahoma LSU. We'll have some of our regularly scheduled programming here on Locked On Sooners. So make sure you're subscribed to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're free and available on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to let you know when new episodes drop. Follow Jay at Unfair Sports. Go check out his channel, Unfair Sports, for more Oklahoma Sooners and college football coverage. You can follow me at John9Williams and read my work covering the Sooners over at SoonersWire.com. The show is at Locked On Sooners on all of your favorite social media platforms. But until next time, he's Jay, I'm John. We'll talk to you then. Boomer
Sooner.
Feels great to be 9-2.
We're 9-2.
9-2.